Assalamualaikum, good morning and namaskar. My name is Paul Rai. I'm the project manager of SAP, going to present today's discussion on sustainable agriculture practices, less irrigation water. The project it was a 3 years project, started from 18 July and supposed to end on 17 July, but it is extended up to September due to COVID-19 situation. The project is implemented by AIM Foundation in cooperation with Asia Arctic Network and Share the Plant Association. It was financed by Minister of Foreign Affairs, Japan. The project participants, direct participants are 1,500 SAP farmers, of them 89 male and 11% female, identified through baseline. The criteria set was each SAP farmer should have at least 50 decimal arable land, at least, and more than that, and informed consent to SAP practice. The farmers after baseline were categorized according to farm size, arable land size, according to Bangladesh Agriculture Survey 2005. So here we see some farmers, 96 farmers, those who are landless. They are not supposed to come under this. There are maximum 913 marginal farmer, largest, and there are also some small, medium, and large farmer. Large farmer very few, 3 farmers, and we will see later on the large farmer did well in some cases. We will discuss later on. Okay, next. The project location. The location is in Jhinenda district, in the western part, and in 3 upazilas. Jhinenda has 6 upazilas. Out of 6, we have the project in 3 upazilas: Kaliganj, Kotchanpur, and Jhinenda Shodor. What was the project thought of? It has long-term challenge. Promotion of sustainable agriculture practice, focusing water use efficient cultivation for reduction of arsenic contamination in soil and environment. It was a long-term challenge for the project. But why the project was thought of? We see the Jhinenda district has parkland and mostly rice-based cropping pattern, rice. Nowadays, farmers have started cultivation more vegetables and also spices, but then it's a basically rice-based. So farmers usually habituated with more irrigation water for more rice cultivation. So excess use of irrigation water leads to groundwater depletion, loss of yield potentials, and environmental. There are also environmental challenges, and apprehension of arsenic pollution, which is food chain contamination. And since I said it's almost in Bangladesh rice-based cropping pattern followed the farmers, but that area is particularly since this vast land that farmers used to cultivate rice mostly. So that limits diversification and intensification of Rabi crop due to non-availability or early maturing Rabi seed. Particularly this area which I did Rabi crops needs Rabi seeds. That seeds is not available. So then the concern raised on crop productivity due to soil fertility, due to the continuous, the farmers usually don't go crop rotation, so the fertility status going to diminish. So that is another concern. Increased cost of production. Most of the farmer complain that due to capital intensive farm production, they could not get the price of the product. So that was the thinking behind. So then, what was the why the SAP approach introduced for optimal use of irrigation water? Under the optimal use, reduced irrigation scheduling in borrow rice by AWD, alternate wetting and drying technology. Feasibility testing by pipe irrigation system. This part will be covered by Dr. Shamin Bhai in his presentation. And then study of arsenic concentration in irrigation water, soil and crop, also different fertilizer and pesticide. This part will also be covered by Dr. Shamin. Then the crop diversification and intensification under this approach, supplying and multiplying early maturing quality Rabi seed or Rabi promotion, developing a seed house for preservation and use of farmer produce seed. I will show some picture. Backstopping farmers, forming farmers group and holding monthly meeting, developing farmers, advanced farmers as facilitator to other farmers, because we could not provide training to all of them. So we about 40% we train. We provided training to 40% of the farmer. Some in SAP and some in field. Increasing production system sustainably with support services. We also provided support services for soil testing, because in the baseline we see only 1% farmers have their soil tested and they don't use vermicompost. Even no few people can use some organic fertilizer. So we introduced vermicompost and soil test. I will later discuss. Networking. Basically networking of government officials, particularly in the agriculture department, for shared learning. So I will share in this workshop. I think DAE Jineda connected. He can say something. He and his team also visited in the field. So he will discuss. He will say his findings. Next, why is the sustainability in the approach? We say the scale of reduction in groundwater by AWD method and thereby other arsenic pollution and etc. That will be environmentally sound. Also, some replacement in Rabi crops. Replacement in rice-based cropping pattern by Rabi crops for the diversification of cropping. Since we know diversity brings sustainability. And then the economic viability of farm income, thereby creating space for farmers' economic balance. I will show some economic return from the farmers after the 3 years project. Positive change in the mindset of farmers, thereby social acceptance. So 3 pillars are covered in the sustainable approach. SAP approach in the right side, I have given a model, I think, miniature. Okay. What have we experienced? Okay. After all this, what have we experienced? We chronologically we will try to interconnection is unstable. Casually see the number of farmers. Here we see the 40%, 47% farmer. gradually came under this AWD method because farmer used to irrigation, flood irrigation, and at their will, even I see 10 to 12 hours per day, up to sometimes in 90 days, but we have an average of 74 days in Boro rice. So some farmers initially hesitated to come to this technology, use that technology WP, but later we see 47% farmer meticulously came to this, took this technology. So 47%, as I said, the stated farmers reduce reduced irrigation water scheduling by 50%. And here you see the graph on the right side. Baseline was 74 water scheduling, and finally you see 37 scheduling. So it was for 50% reduction. And of them, 28%, 197 farmers, those, and many of the farmers don't have irrigation devices, SW, BTW and others, motor, diving. But we found 197 farmers who own STW. They reduce their cost more than that. This 50% reduction basically by the contractual agreement with the water supplier. I will later show. This slide, you see the 50% reduction in the water, but in 90% cost saving. So only 10% they actually save their cost. But this 10% is very minimum, although basically most of the farmers used to come under the contract with the commercial water supplier. So this is one of the barriers of promoting this AWP. I will discuss later on some findings of BD, some findings from Agricultural University. Yesterday, last night, about 11, I talked to Professor Agronomy from Agricultural University. He gave some valuable information, particularly BMDA of the Marine Multi-Purpose Development Authority. They introduced this method in different way. So I will discuss later on. Anyway, so irrigation water saving by 22% farmer. Last slide we said 47% farmer. These farmers was gradually came. So first year some 22% farmer, then some other farmers came in the second year, and finally 47. But these 323 farmers, they started from the beginning of the project and in up to 3 years continuous. So we consistently we monitor this performance up to 323, and we see that 90% or 10% cost savings and 50% water reduction. Then the crop growth potential. Here is the potential part of this project. As I was saying few minutes back, that the experience of BAU and BD, Bangladesh Rice Research Institute, BD and BAU said that actually there is no effect of crop growth, additional yield, because anaerobic and aerobic condition in floods irrigation system, basically anaerobic condition, and drying aerobic condition. So aerobic and aerobic mixed interaction, the growth promoted. We see this is the farmers actually farmers saying the farmers said that they got higher yield, and additionally I have categorized the yield in the right hand side. You see through 2 to 3 moles for farmers and 3 to 4 moles per bigha, some 54 farmers, and 4 to 5 more 108 farmers, and above 5 more additional yield additional yield of 6 farmers. Actually, over 5 months means 5 point something. I analyzed the data, 5.68 months per biga. This would be a promising part, and would be a research topics, I think, because 5 months is a big thing. If it is 1,000 taka to 5,000 taka per biga from by this water method. So it's a big way. But we calculated the average 4.12 months per biga of 100 power. This farmer basically use STW, charity well. We supplied, as we said that for the promotion of the crops, we supplied some improved variety and some Rabi crops variety, 7 varieties. We could not give much seed, only 170 kg in 2 years to some farmers. They multiplied along with their own seed reserve. And we found that in 2018 there were 16 metric ton they produce seeds, and in 2019-20 they produce 26 metric ton. So altogether for 42 metric ton they produce in 2 years. So I like to say that 79% of this produce seed was sold in the local market, and not as a seed, as food. That was the setback of some. So we have to look into that point, because I calculated the selling rate. I see it is almost the dal what we see in the market at the same price. So seed has another value, I mean the increased value. That they do not. But 21% of seeds are reserved for multiplication. There was the seed demand also remained in the workplace, particularly hybrid maize and summer tomato and some other, as I said before. Challenges still remain, the quality. Actually, there were 200 farmers staying in seed production, but they did well than before. They can now preserve seeds and maintain some quality, but the seeds is just open market sell seeds. Farmer usually what farmer buy from the seed is similar to that. So farmer did not see any difference. So they were a little bit skeptical about the seed, the quality of seed. So they usually don't want to buy this seed from the farmer. So what I felt is that some seed tagging in association with seed certification agency and BADC, they produce and put some tag in the seed that will ensure some quality, and then in that case the farmer can get higher price. So these topics are discussed in the district level, and where the seed certification district seed certification were present, and he also said yes, it is possible. So this way I would like to say this is possible. Next, the crop diversification. We see from the graph, we see when we conducted the exam, we see 70%, 77% farmer cultivated crops, but 1 or 2 crops land mostly occupied by the polarized cultivation. But what we did, I will show. We see who wants to produce lotus, they suffered a lot. Another problem, farmers afraid of local cultivation because of climate variabilities. So what we see is that in the last year 2018-19, we see about 5% farmer affected by seed damage, crop damage, Rabi crop damage. So because of lack of drainage facilities and disease infestation. So this was the problem. Another is scarcity of early maturing quality Rabi seed that we try to supplement some. Farmers want more training for seasonal and commercial crop cultivation of Rabi, even in Kharif season, Rabi season and Kharif season. What we have, I was telling that we not only we increase the number of farmers in Rabi crop, but also the land. You see the gradual increase of land from 38% land size to 58%, and same way the fallow land were brought under cultivation from 62% to 42% to 62%, from 62% to 42%. So these are, we have shown the table also. We also see some cropping intensity among the farmers, among some farmers, basically 170 farmers. Since we introduced vermicomposting and the soil, the organic matter content of soil is low, 1.65%. So we introduced vermicompost. Out of 177, 166 farmers produced vermicompost and used it in the field. And this farmer actually intensified crops, particularly Rabi crops. So that, and they produced 20 metric ton vermicompost. They used, and so also they produced red worm that produced vermicompost and sold that red worm to other farmers and earned BDT 177 farmers earned about 1,76,490 BDT. And the right side is so we see the here Bangladesh Association. I changed the figure, but somehow it did not come. It is actually it is 199% shall be replaced by 216. Actually, it will be 216 in 2020. It is 2018 figure. So I changed, but somehow it happened anyway. And the last figure, SAP, we achieved 269% cropping intensity. The last figure. In Bangladesh figure 199. Actually, it would be 216. I changed the figure, but somehow it was misplaced. Anyway, here I would like to present the soil test value of 251 farmers. In the baseline, we see only 1% farmer conducted soil test. After the project, we see 251 farmers through motivation. They came, they have the soil tested, and we see the different elements, nutrients element, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, sulfur, zinc, boron, and soil pH are organic matter. I have analyzed the data, and you see the bottom, low, neutral, low, medium, high. One thing I just want to mention here, in the potassium and phosphorus were high and very high, but the farmer equally used the potassium and phosphorus. As a result, cost of production increases, and we work in that point. So the farmers said they have 60% reduced they cut their expenditure in fertilizer. But I said 30 to 40%. We do 30 to 40% average. Even then, it helps in cost of production, in reduction in cost of production. That is what you want to say. And in case of supplementing the organic matter, we introduce vermicompost, organic matter and nitrogen percent. So this slide I tried to. And the networking, I said it's a shared learning. Our daily officials visited and time to time, and even the last year when farmers affected by Rabi crops, affected by climate change factors like weather pattern, erratic weather pattern. So they go to the field, they went to the field and held workshop with the farmer. That includes some farmer situation. Now the final, the economic return. We see out of 1500 sub farmer, 66% farmer by number 986 actually benefited under different ranges. I have shown the range at the right side. Mostly 62% farmer actually had additional income, taka 10,000 to 49,000. 49,000, I mean 50,000. 10 to 15,000 farmers belongs to 62% farmers. So 62% farmer actually, and these farmers to me I think some marginal farmer and medium farmers. This category belongs to marginal farmer, and the loser actually the landless farmer. Loser, I mean not loser, they could not benefit. I could not get the benefit of this project because they have this small land size and because their concentration and other things also. It can be discussed that I will elaborate some other things also. Okay, then major challenges, what is seen? As I said, 50% water reduction at 10% cost savings. I said negotiation is level biased. The commercial water suppliers are politically motivated and has a political nexus too. So I talked to this issue with the MPs and also DC Mahoday, DC and also DA officials. But actually this is difficult. What BD experienced, as I told, farmer did not finally accept. BD tried a lot. Farmer did not accept because of this contractual agreement. Contractual things and actually farmers 10% cost savings, it doesn't make sense. So cost savings, and then another is the land leveling. So the BMDA, what I said in marine development, the laser land leveling they are introduced, and surface water irrigation and prepaid meter. That makes sense. Prepaid meter. So use basis the payment. So that does not cover. That does not require contractual agreement. The will of the commercial water supply. So that makes some sense. I did not visit, but I came to know from it. And land-based harvest, I already covered this point, and in stacking, particularly medium lowland. I talked to the farmers, the medium lowland, they want to cultivate because but could not because of land living stagnant due to irrigation water from the upper land. Fear of Rubicon damage, as I covered in the climate variabilities. Blackstone farmers is necessary. You see, we are now thinking about the commercialization in agriculture. So from subsistence to semi-commercial, it took lot of several decades. But we are thinking about commercialization. Just started. So we need some backstopping, otherwise it will be difficult because farmers they want some trainings on cultivation and seasonal crops also. What I said in the later point, commercially viable crops they want for seasonal cultivation. That needs training and technology. Farmer, and then last point, challenge is the farmers actually hardly listen to the recommended dose of fertilizer as national reconnaissance soil survey suggested. So the farmers actually use fertilizer at their will. So crops, the color of the leaf is not dark, then they just spray nitrogen fertilizer, use nitrogen fertilizer and other fertilizer. So, and we see the farmers, those who have tested their soil, they followed the, as I covered earlier, they followed the recommended doses of fertilizer, recommended crops, and also cut their expenditure of fertilizer expenditure. So, but government has a subsidy, only 58 taka per sample. But NGO people or other people, if they come, that costs 700 taka. But it is only 58 taka for the farmers. But even the farmers don't go to them because of many problems. One problem, coming and going, so leaving behind all daily works, and some it takes sometimes it takes a lot of time sometimes. So the farmer actually is not interested until and unless the SRDI come to them. So we somehow managed to do this. 251 I think farmers from our staff. They collected samples, and before that we provided training how to collect the soil and how to make it the sample soil, and then our staff carried to the SRDI, that is a gigantic task. Apart from other works, the farmer, our staff had to collect this. Anyway, so this is one area, recommendation. So I particularly request participant after discussion for recommendation. So I did not write any. I said some points also, but then and our district level workshop also gave some suggestion. So okay, thanks for question sharing. I will show some visibility of it. This area is a Purahati of Jinata Sodor, where there were 22 farmers. They used to cultivate rice only, and you see the left hand side, rice. And after introduction of this project, we see different pulses, Rabi crops, and also in last February, they produce some wheat and chickpea and other gram. So they converted their land into Rabi. So I see some other picture too. But mostly because of Danish congestion, lack of seed treatment. What I have visited and personally I observed, and seed treatment, Danish, and planting time. These three things I feel the reason behind. Also the DA official said so. Thank you very much.